Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. I was just out here getting some sun, and about the time I got set up, a big cloud blew over. So I thought it looks like it's going to stay for a little bit anyway, so I thought I would do a video while I was waiting. Um, you know, about 5 years ago, little less, I quit drinking, I quit smoking, I started eating a mostly raw vegan diet. During that time, I practiced yoga. I've recently restarted my meditation practice, but I've done that before. But none of those things, as I was thinking about it, have probably brought me as much change, as much peace, as much just calmness and a good feeling in my life as has my practice of gratitude. My practice of gratitude, just kind of coincidentally, I don't know, it's kind of like which came first, the chicken or the egg. I don't try to predict, or I don't try to like put one thing caused another so much. So I don't know a lot of if who I am and what I'm like now has to do with the quitting drinking, whether it has to do with the raw foods, and the raw foods, cleaning out a lot of the garbage both in your body and in your mind. I imagine to a large extent it's kind of a combination of them all. But right about that same time, I started really practicing gratitude and really seriously practicing gratitude. Now it has grown over those 5 years. I definitely it probably wasn't as focused in the beginning as it is now, but no, it took like it was almost just it was just one of those things that happened real quickly. And just for a little background, I probably wasn't the worst complainer in the world. I mean, it wasn't like you were going to look at my social media feed, or if you were in my day-to-day life, you probably weren't going to avoid me as the negative person. You probably weren't going to avoid me because I was complaining or pissing and moaning all the time. But I did it a fair amount, and I did it much more than I found that I wanted to. And once I started kind of catching myself on this, and I had just come to a different mentality, it was just like, I almost like I nipped that in the bud almost immediately when it happens. I know my place in life. I know the world. The world's a big place. And like I say, things I talk about just for me. People don't like this word when you talk about it applied to other people, so I'm just applying it to me. I know I'm privileged. I am that privilege. I've come from privilege. I've got a college degree I don't use. So I have, without even going into it, I have so much proof of privilege that it's just not even funny. I've only child most of my life. I've never really struggled a whole lot. But just in general, life hasn't been perfect, and it definitely wasn't even anything where remotely close to perfect up until 5 years ago. And it's not perfect now, and it's never going to be perfect. I think the difference now is just I have an understanding of things, and I understand happiness and contentment now. But yeah, I've really noticed this in the since July. I won't get to count the months yet. Since July. And coincidentally, when I leave this property in July, it'll be almost a year that I've been here. I've taken a lot of things from being here by myself on the mountain, spending a lot of time in my own head and what have you. And, and a lot of it I've become even more keenly aware of. So I kind of know how to identify it. I kind of know how to put it into words with my recent resurgence of my yoga practice, because I notice all the time that one thing it's helped me, I slow down. I stop a lot during the day. I got lots of free time. I'm not generally rushing in any aspect of my life, so I have time to do that. I literally just stop. You see this view, you've seen this view. I literally will just stop sometimes and just pick a point and look at it, almost like taking a mental picture. But it's just like, like the vastness of this place where I am, and the view just kind of reminds me of the big scope of things and the things I have to be grateful about. And it's not necessarily this. I mean, this is a beautiful view. It's been great living here, but I'm a very simple person, and I will be happy wherever I'm living in Costa Rica after this place. But no, I'm very grateful for it. But I'm also very grateful for the day to day. I mean, you know, I really try to focus when I'm cutting my food, when I'm preparing my food, when I'm about to eat my food. I like to eat my food with a mentality of gratitude. I like to really concentrate on the food. I don't take it for granted because there's too many people out there that don't eat even the simple things that I can afford. I take it, I'm grateful every day for the prices I can get for fruits and vegetables down here, which is the bulk of my diet. You know, like the other day, I don't remember if I mentioned it in a video or if that was on Instagram, but I go downtown, I hop on a bus for less than 50 cents. I go downtown, had no bananas in the house, and I get 50 perfect spotted bananas and 2 heads of lettuce for $5. I mean, that's priceless, and those are things that, you know, I'm grateful for every day. I'm grateful for this little doggie every day. Sometimes I just stop. I stop what I'm doing and I just look at her and I pay attention to her and I pet her and I show her some love and we interact, and I get off the computer and I just stop. Because she's been a big blessing to my life. I don't bond with a lot of other beings, be them human beings or otherwise, and I've developed a really special bond with her that I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. And yeah, I'm grateful every day that she's here on the property with me. Even just for the short-term stuff, it's like she keeps me from getting all, you know, actually from going nuts here. At least I have somebody to talk to. She doesn't talk back yet, but no, it's been really nice having her here. But you know, everything I try to do, I try to find things all throughout the day. I try to seek out things to actually be grateful for. You know, my health. I drank for 30 years. I mean, you know, I'm grateful every single day that my body hasn't broken down or hasn't broken down yet. I'm grateful every single day that, you know, I'm not paying those repercussions for all that drinking and all that abuse I did to my body for so many years. You know, like the other day I was doing a meditation, and I try not to, you know, like dwell on thought or get into a train of thought when I'm meditating, but it just kind of popped in, so I just, you know, observed it, I let it go, but I will mention it. I was doing a meditation that was, it's a body scan meditation where you start breathing and then you start at the top of your head and you just go down your body, you scan your body with an awareness and you go through each area. Well, I don't know why it was just that particular area, and then another day I thought about it in another area of my body, but you know, when we were scanning, we start with the scalp and then we come down into the head and the forehead and the temples and here and all around here. And as I was sitting one day, I was thinking, you know what? I feel really good. I'm grateful not to have a headache. Now that's a little bit odd, you might say, and that kind of goes back to something I read from Thich Nhat Hanh years and years ago. It was a poem or something he had written about gratitude, and he had a good point because he was talking about like a toothache, and he was talking about how, you know, when you have a okay, let's break it down. When you have a toothache or a headache or some real illness or pain, that's the only thought, like that's the overriding thought. Like you almost can't, nothing else exists because of that pain. If you've, you know, I know when you've had a bad headache, I don't suffer from migraines, but if you've had a migraine, you can probably relate. Or if you've had a really bad toothache, you can probably relate. When you have intense pain like that, all you're thinking about is for that pain to stop. You don't care about anything else. You're not worrying about money stuff. You're not worrying about your job. You're not worrying about this. You're not worrying about this. All you want is that headache to go away or that toothache to go away. Well, he just brought up the point of being grateful for non-toothache. You can be grateful when a toothache goes away, but you can also be grateful. There's gratitude in not having a toothache. So as I sat there, and like I say, I let the thought go fairly quickly, and then it came back up to me later after I wasn't sitting in meditation and I thought about it a little bit more. But yeah, in that moment it was one of those kind of like aha moments. It's like just something else to be grateful for, you know, like grateful that I don't feel pain today. A few days later, when even scanning the lower part of the body, I've known people with you know, really bad knees. My mother has bad knees. I know a number of people with bad knees. And as we were doing that, I was even thinking on that part of the body, just nice not to have, you know, to have a functioning body, a fit body. I can squat down, like I can do the little, you know, the little yogi indie squat where you just squat on your heels. A lot of people my age can't do something simple like that. A lot of people my age can't simply sit on the ground and get back up. So I take gratitude in those little things. And I try, the more and more it becomes like the meditation, where I tell you, I try to take my meditation from the cushion and apply it in real life. Well, my practice of gratitude just kind of keeps expanding too. It's just like I try to almost keep myself in a constant state of gratitude. And conversely, I do not allow any pissing and moaning, whining. I hate whining with a passion. I hate whining with a passion. And I try to cut that the second I'm even remotely. A lot of times, if I'll bitch and moan about something from time to time, but a lot of times it's done tongue in cheek, or it's not done very seriously. In other words, like I'm not really frazzled by it. It's just like, just chatter. Like you say, oh man, this is blah blah blah. But that has been the biggest game changer for me. Is just coming to a place of gratitude. And it's not about comparison. Sometimes people get into a debate over, well, you're comparing yourself to people in bad situations and you're almost kind of taking pleasure. No, it's just a matter of just keeping it simple. Just being grateful for everything I have and grateful for everything I don't have. There's a lot of things in life. There's a lot of lessons in life. You have to, tomorrow's birthday, so I get a little reflective around that time. You got to go around that sun a few rotations before you start getting a few things, or I did anyway. I've met some really wise younger people out there that are a lot smarter than me. But anyhow, I'm going to wrap this one up. I think I'm just starting to ramble now. But yeah, I try to wake up every morning with gratitude, and I try to go to bed every night with gratitude. Give it a try. Give it a try. It can change your life. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hope you'll hit that subscribe button and click on the bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. Love you. Peace.